Okay, so then we get to UFC 287, Gilbert Burns, which is your last official UFC fight at this time. How'd you feel coming into this fight?
I felt good, man. I had a couple injuries I had been nursing, and I was over those injuries. I was feeling great. Had a decent camp, no injuries in it, no excuses, and it was just time to put it all on the line. Like, hey, do I still got it or I don't? Because I always felt that in my prime I would have beat Gil fairly easy, and it wasn't my night. I was just offbeat. I didn't feel it was my best performance. I didn't see a lot of shots coming and stuff like that. And his jiu-jitsu was very on point. His wrestling wasn't bad, and I felt also like as the fight finished, I was like, even if I had knocked them out and given my city the knockout that they deserved, this wasn't the best performance of my life, And this is also where I started my career, minus the finishing. Trump was there, all my family was there, my friends, people that had seen me go through the ranks. So I just I got a little emotional ahead of myself, and I called it quits.
Well, yeah, and after that fight, you announced your retirement from MMA. You shouted out Trump. You shouted out Governor DeSantis. And were you serious at that point about retiring? Was that really it for you?
Yeah, 100%. I have been in the sport already 20 years, and like I said, I felt offbeat that night, and mixed in with the Colby performance as well. I was like, maybe I just don't have it at this level, and it bothered me because I always wanted to fight only the best of the best in the world. But it wasn't just so much that. It was the lifestyle that I was living, a couple things that were outside of my control because I let it get out of control. So I retired for, I don't know, about 45, 55 days, and I didn't move a muscle. I didn't do a damn thing. I didn't do anything, and I just started getting depressed, man. It started hitting me hard, and the depression kept going. And as everybody knows, my pops got locked up again. He caught another little charge during that time, and then my dad goes back into jail, and that just sets me off. Like, that just fucking wild destroys me. I hit utter rock bottom. I felt like I was 12, 13 years old again, watching him get locked up and get taken away. So on that same day, I put my running shoes on, and I went for a nice run for, I don't know, an hour and change, 2 hours. And when I came back, I felt so fucking good. Though I hadn't moved a bone in all these days, and my body was sore everywhere because I just hadn't worked out, my mind felt good. And I remembered, since I was young, it didn't matter if I had food, if I had a place to stay at. As long as I went to the gym, everything would work out, everything would be all right, and these endorphins would get released, and then I'd be able to solve problems. And that's what I did. As soon as I got back, I started to be able to solve problems again and stuff. And I promised myself, as long as to the day I die that God calls me, I'm gonna work out every day, just because that's what I'm used to. And I started working out every day. Maybe 2-3 months later, I get a call. And my good friend is sitting behind me, and manager, and he's like, "Hey, I got this great opportunity. Do you want to come back to combat?" And I was like, man, I don't know, but I've been doing it for 20 years. I don't know if I still got it or not. He's like, "Well, let me tell you the offer." And it was in boxing, which was very surprising for me. And also, not to diss boxing or anything like that. It's a very different grind. It's not that much of a grind on the body, on the overall body, like the neck, the back, things like that. So I was like, I could definitely take this on. It's something that comes a lot more natural to me, which is just boxing. And I said, sure, who would the names be? And I saw the names, the list of opponents. It was a star lineup of who's in boxing and some MMA guys. And I said, sign me up, brother. I'm going to do this. And now it makes sense that all these days I've been training, getting to practice, now I had a purpose. I had something to go for, and shit, it just worked out perfectly. The timing was amazing. Here I am. The deal took about a year with the UFC. So this whole year I've been preparing for a boxing match, and just boxing, just specializing in boxing. Then I have 2 more fights in boxing after this one. So I'm just full-time doing the sweet science now.
So your dad ended up shooting somebody, and that case is still ongoing right now, so we're just going to leave that alone.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, after you retired, Colby Covington said that you faked your retirement because you were trying to dodge PED testing.
Yeah, whatever the fuck that means. That guy will say anything, That guy wears skirts, and he doesn't tell the whole world, and he goes to sleep wearing thongs. Maybe he should fucking be more open about himself. there actually isn't no more PED testing because USADA has been disbanded. So there goes your other fucking theory. So Colby would just say anything to get people talking about his fucking silly ass name. But ever since I took his soul, or allegedly I took his soul outside of Poppy's Steakhouse, he doesn't post, he doesn't talk about me, he doesn't say shit because he knows that you know,